Dear viewers, this is part 2 of our series on TDS. In the part 1, we spoke about the basic issues pertaining to TDS. In part 2, we will discuss all the rest of the issues regarding TDS which you need to know. This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakant Bhatt, investment consultant and a financial planner.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
Mr. Sriram, in part 1 we discussed about lot of things pertaining to TDS issues. An institution or an individual will do TDS and he pays this money to the government of India.
Correct.
Now, as a taxpayer, how will I know that TDS which is deducted by another institution or another individual has been paid to government or not? I'll tell you, I have heard about this, I'm not sure. When Kingfisher Airlines went bust, I have heard the stories that the institution did not pay the collected amount to the government, and the employees were asked to pay for the salaries which they have not even received, and they were asked to pay for these taxes. I don't know how true it is, but my question comes from the fact that I have paid my portion of the tax by way of TDS, and the TDS was done by another individual or an institution. How will I be sure that it has been paid to the government and I have a claim over that?
First of all, as an institution or an individual, if I have deducted TDS or I have collected TDS, then there is an obligation on me to pay the taxes what I have deducted or collected within a particular time frame. Say for example, if I have deducted today, then I have to remit it within the 7th of the next month.
Okay, time bound.
Time bound.
Okay.
Okay. This is always that time is fixed. If I am not remitting back that amount to the government, okay, then I am as a deductor I am liable to pay additional interest, etc. Okay. Additional interest will vary from 12% to 18%, which is actually at this point in time it is very high rate of interest, and high rate than the bank loan interest, etc. So I will be remitting that normally. If I fail to remit that, then I will not be allowed to file the TDS returns also. Okay, there are two things. Now, as a deductor, once I remit the tax to the government, I will also have to say that on whom I have deducted or from whom I have collected the TDS or TCS. Okay, say for example, I have collected TDS from you. Okay, I have deducted TDS on the income liable to pay to you. Then I am remitting that to the government. That is one part of it. Then every quarter ending, I also have to file TDS returns. Okay, in the TDS returns, I have to say that I have paid deducted so much of income or TDS on behalf of Mr. Chandrakant Bhatt. Okay, and this is his PAN, and under his PAN I have already remitted that back to the government.
Okay.
Okay, every quarter ending I have to file such a return.
Okay.
At that time I have to at the time of deduction of TDS, I am also liable to take your PAN.
Okay.
Okay, if you are not giving your PAN, then you will be suffering higher rate of tax, double the rate of tax.
Okay.
Okay, in fact it might go up to 20%.
Okay.
Okay, so instead of that you will give me your PAN.
Yeah.
I will remit that and file the TDS returns. Once I file the TDS returns, the same will be processed by the income tax department, and they will issue form 16 or 16A or 16B or 16C as applicable to that particular transaction.
Okay.
That particular form is uniquely numbered and is available as a deductor to me, which I am supposed to download from the income tax portal and give it to you.
Okay.
Okay, it is all online and it will come in a PDF format, and that particular certificate, form 16 or 16A, whatever it may be, that will have a embossing sign of income tax department, like a bookmark.
Okay.
Okay, watermark we say, that will be there on that page if you take the printout or see it on your screen. So that I am, as a deductor or collector, I am liable to give that to you.
Okay.
Every quarter ending. Okay, say for example, for this particular quarter, say June quarter, we say by the end of July I am supposed to file the TDS returns. By 15th of August, I am supposed to give you that Form 16.
That means if a bank has done a TDS,
Correct.
every quarter they have to send me this Form 16?
Yes,
So it is the responsibility of the person who is deducting the tax,
correct,
right?
correct.
What about in case of an individual?
Individual also the same scenario.
If it is a TCS done,
Correct.
then do they have to do all these things?
Yes, they have to do the file, pay the TCS to the government. They have to file the TCS returns. Then they have to download the applicable form and give it back to you.
Okay.
Okay, you are supposed to collect. Now, in case if you are not collected also, if they have done it properly, you can also see it in your Form 26AS. Okay.
Okay.
See, the Form 26AS is a
It
form.
gets automatically populated.
Yes.
Okay.
Because what
So
happens?
26A's form is the TDS summary that has happened during a particular year.
It is not only the TDS summary, it will include
All
whatever
financial
taxes-
transaction.
Yes, whatever taxes you have paid, whatever financial transaction, high value financial transaction you have done during the year,
It captures each and everything.
everything will be there.
Okay.
It will be available to each and every individual who is having a PAN.
Now this 26A statement, is it available to me? I can go and check it on a income tax
Yes.
portal myself,
Yes.
or it should be given to me by somebody else?
No, you can go to your income tax portal
Okay.
where you are having a PAN. Okay, through the PAN login to income tax portal, you can go to your income tax portal. From there, you can download the 26AS.
Okay.
It is available from past 12 years, 12, 13 years now.
Right. Mr. Sriram, my question to you is, as a taxpayer, how will I know the institution or an individual who has collected the TDS has paid to the government? How will I know? Now you said that they have to send me the form.
Correct.
And they did not know. In a
Correct.
normal course of business, nothing will go wrong.
Correct.
But if there is an institution which is in a financial stress mess,
Correct.
you have seen in this case of airlines story
Correct.
what I told,
Correct.
they wouldn't have paid. In that case, who is liable? Now the amount did not reach the government.
Now.
I declare the income.
Correct.
Then the amount has not reached. Then should I pay for the second time, or will the government chase that institution or an individual?
No, there are-
Where my safety lies?
Now, there is a TDS is, as we have told, it's only a preventive tax. Okay. Now, as a institution, I have deducted TDS, but I failed to remit to the government and give you the credit of that. Okay. But as a primary earner of income, you have earned the income. Okay. As your primary liability, you are supposed to pay the taxes to the government.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the fundamental duty of yours under income tax law. You are supposed to pay that. Okay, now if I fail to remit the TDS, at that time, what your obligation is, let the government know about this. Write a letter to the jurisdictional officer saying that so and so person has deducted so and so amount of TDS, okay, and they have not remitted that back to the government. They will take action against the institution. Okay.
But how will I know that they have not paid it to the government in the
Because
first place?
if it is not reflecting in your Form 26AS at the end of the quarter,
Huh.
then automatically you will know. Say now for the June quarter, I am supposed to give Form 16 to you by 15th of August. If I don't give that to you, then if you check in your 26AS, if it has not reflected, automatically I have also not paid, or I have not properly filed the TDS returns.
Okay, if I bring it to the notice of the government through that proper channel, whatever you said now, what happens next? I am out of the responsibility?
No, you are not out of the responsibility, because the tax is your primary liability.
Right. But somebody has done a TDS. He has collected my money.
Correct.
He is duty bound to give it to the government.
Correct.
It is his failure.
Correct.
I have paid the money.
Correct.
Now,
You-
how can the government hold me responsible for somebody else's thing? If
Correct.
he has not done a TDS, I would have paid it myself. Now, he did a TDS. He did not remit to the government. And now you say that I pay for this. Is it fair?
No, in the sense, if you talk about the fairness, then I have no answer to it, because see, it is not fair in the moral sense what we say. Say now, you can write back to me to pay that, and you can in turn write back to the income tax officials also to take an action against me. Okay, but ultimately, if I am not paying, you are liable to pay. Okay, and later once you pay directly to the tax to the government, then you have to collect it from me. That what I have not paid, that you have to supposed to claim it back from me. This is what the Indian tax law says as on date.
Okay.
The law is like that.
All right, the last portion what you said I understood very well. It's a gray area now. If somebody doesn't remit to government, still the responsibility of paying tax still remains with the taxpayer.
Correct.
Now let us look at the other side of the TDS now. You said TDS is a preventive taxation. That is not the final tax.
Correct.
You may get back all the money or you may have to pay additional tax. Now I live in some other part of the world. On some of the transactions, TDS has been done. Now how will I know, should I pay more than what is done as a TDS, or if I am not liable to pay taxes, then how will I claim back? What's the process that is involved?
The process is actually simple. You have to file your tax returns every year.
Okay.
Okay. So after while filing your tax returns, whatever the TDS has been deducted or TCS has been collected, that you have to claim in your income tax return what you file it. You have to compute your all the income to be taxed in India from all the sources, add it together and claim the TDS whatever has been deducted or collected. If your income is not up to the basic slab, then there will not be any tax liability. If your income is below 2.5 lakhs, then there will not be any tax liability at all. Okay, so if at all any income TDS has been deducted on that particular income, then everything can be claimed as a refund.
Okay.
But if your tax slab has increased, say for example you are at 5 lakh income and tax rate is 5%, then you might have to pay around 12,500 tax liability.
So the only way is you file the tax return.
Yes.
Either yourself or your chartered accountant will know
Yes.
whether you are liable to pay tax, more tax, or you can claim back this amount. Or talk to your chartered accountant.
Yes.
Then you can make a claim and you can finish it off.
Yes.
Right. My next question is, to claim back this amount, is there any timelines? Let's say that some TDS happened this year and I forgot to make a claim next year. How many years till when I can come back and make a claim on that? Is there a timeline limitations on this?
The timeline is what is the timeline to file the tax returns.
Okay.
Now say for the tax return to be filed for the year ended 31st of March 2021. Okay, not 2020, 2021, which is ended,
March.
Yeah, this March. Timeline is 31st of December.
Okay.
That is the last date.
Okay.
Okay. The first due date is 31st of July to file your tax returns. Okay. That is without any payment of any penalty or any other additional interest. You have to pay the taxes by 31st of July. If you fail to do that, you have another 5 months of time. Okay, for 4 months of time within which you have to file the tax returns, and that is 31st of December. You have to file the tax returns at any cost.
Okay.
And claim the TDS which has been deducted or TCS which has been collected on your account.
Okay.
Okay, by filing the return of income.
Okay. This year you have the normal timeline plus 1 year extra.
No, it is 31st of December 2021 only. Only.
Right.
There is no additional timeline at all.
Okay. If I did not make a claim within 31st of December 2021, what happens? Can I pay some penalty and claim back later?
No,
It's forfeited permanently?
Yes, it will be forfeited permanently. However, there is one timeline. Say for example, you say any unavoidable circumstances, you should prove that to the commissioner and take a condonation of delay. Say there is, say for example,
On a
you have
genuine
been-
ground. You should be in a position to
prove. Say-
In that case, what is the timeline?
At that time there is no timeline at all. It is unlimited. Say for example, you are bedridden.
Okay.
Okay, say for example, you are in a coma.
So it's a discretion which will be there with the Commissioner of
Yes,
Income Taxes.
yes.
Right?
If you are able to prove, then he will allow you.
Okay. So is it safe to say a TDS has happened in a financial year within the normal timelines of filing the returns, which is June, September, whatever it is as permitted by the law, you have to file the returns, failing which at least by 31st of December of that following year, you have to make a claim.
Correct.
After that, there is no possibility of claiming this back. Only exception being, you have to apply to the Commissioner of Income Taxes, giving genuine grounds on which why you could not claim it back, And if he is convinced about it, he may take a favorable decision.
Correct.
So it's not a wise decision to postpone it. If there is sufficient enough amount of money which has been collected as TDS, file your returns on time and make a claim back. Is that a safe statement to make?
Yes, it is a safe statement. Apart from that, there is one more angle to see it. Say now, from this July 2021, there is one more law which is coming into the force. Okay, that is an additional compliance on the tax deductor.
Ah, okay.
Okay, additional compliance on the tax deductor. Say for example, I am liable to pay you interest. Okay, I am liable to pay under and say you are a resident. I am liable to deduct TDS at the rate of 10% on under normal course. But in case you have not filed your tax returns for the previous 2 years within the timeline provided, that is within the proper due date, not the belated due dates, but within the proper tax due dates, if you are not filed your tax returns, okay, at that time as a tax deductor, I am liable to deduct at least double the rate of TDS. Yes,
But
at
how
least
will
double.
how will you know that I have not filed the tax returns?
That there will be a mechanism which will be provided to me by the government. By putting your PAN, I will be able to validate whether you will be coming under the, you have filed your returns in time or not. So that mechanism will come. That has already come into force for other.
So the IT footprint is catching each and everything
Yes,
now. If you have
yes.
not filed a tax return, whoever is deducting the tax will know that you have not filed the tax
Yes.
return. Your TDS will be a higher rate which
Correct.
will be applied.
Correct.
Fantastic.
Now it will happen. It might happen like this also. Say for example, I am you are a, say resident, and we are dealing in sale of a immovable property. You had absolutely no income at all during past 5 years. Okay, past 5 years, absolutely no income at all, and you are a resident. You are selling a property to me, and the consideration for the property is exceeding 50 lakhs. Under the income tax law for a resident, I am liable to deduct 1% TDS. Okay, after July, I am supposed to deduct double, but double being, as I said, it is only a at least. Okay, at least double the amount. Okay, or it might go up to 5%. Now, since this is 1%, double will be 2%. 2% is not on a higher side. I am liable to deduct at a 5%. Okay, under the normal circumstance. Otherwise, I would have deducted 1%. Instead, I have to deduct 5% because you have not filed your returns at all for the past 5 years.
Okay.
Okay, this will be the situation.
So all escape routes for people
Are
which was
getting
there are all getting blocked.
Yes.
The IT network, the infrastructure of tracking it online, everything makes it almost a foolproof tax collection mechanism now.
Any person who is having income, or even though he is having not taxable income also, sincere advice would be to file your tax returns within the due date what has been given by the government.
Okay.
Okay, not the belated due date also. Within the due date, say July means July, or September or August means October means October.
Okay.
You file the tax returns.
Right. Mr. Sriram, I have one more question in my mind. If somebody fails to do the TDS, of course, I understand institution will not do this mistake, but at an individual level, if he failed to deduct a TDS, whether he is a resident or an NRI, what consequence will follow? Or he has done a TDS and conveniently he forgot, or deliberately he did not pay to the government, what consequences will follow?
Now, if a person has not deducted TDS or failed to deduct TDS, then there will be a additional interest burden on him over and above the TDS amount. Plus, there will be a 100% penalty. What is the liability to deduct TDS? No, on the same amount, 100% penalty will also be levied for a person who has failed to deduct TDS.
If I am failed to deduct that 1% or whatever the TDS, then a penalty equal amount will be levied on me.
Yes,
Okay.
a penalty equal amount of the TDS amount
Yeah,
will be
understood,
levied.
yeah.
Yes, plus interest.
Okay.
Okay, and the interest is running up to 12% per annum.
Okay.
But if I've deducted the TDS, but I am not remitted it to the government, it may be an individual or institution, whoever it may be, I am liable to pay interest at a higher rate of 18%. and I will be prosecuted. There is no penalty, but there is a prosecution provision directly.
Okay.
Okay, I may be prosecuted or might have to pay additional compounding charges to come out of the prosecution.
Okay.
So the repercussions of deducting and not remitting is more.
Okay.
So normally now in India a lot of cases have happened and the people are aware of it. So normally if they deduct they will definitely remit it.
Okay.
Okay, so the chances of not remitting it will be very less.
So individuals should not be ignorant about it. At every stage, either you study it well or take the help of the professionals and stay safe when it comes to the question of taxation.
Exactly.
Probably that's the best message that we can give it to our viewers.
Exactly. The individual, whenever, especially whenever they are having a transaction with an NRI, they have to be very careful. Maybe an NRI having another transaction with an NRI.
Uh-huh.
That time also the TDS obligations may come on them.
Okay.
It is not that who is having the transaction, but with whom you are having the transaction.
Okay.
That makes an important when it comes to TDS.
Okay. Dear viewers, in part 1 and part 2, we gave you all the things that you need to know about TDS, TCS and WHT. If you thought TDS is something which is very simple, it is not. It's quite complex and it needs a lot of understanding with the help of the professionals. Please take all the care when you have to deal when it comes to the question of income, sale of assets, sale of properties or any of these things. If you do not understand the intricacies of TDS, the best way to handle this particular case would be engage the services of a professional chartered accountant and be guided by this thing. If you fail to do so, the provisions of law can be quite taxing for you. It is always better to stay on the correct side of the law. Thank you, Mr. Sriram, for bringing all this information for the benefit of our viewers.
Thank you.
Dear viewers, hope the video part 1 and part 2 series on TDS, TCS and WHT helped you understand this complex terminologies. If this helped you understand this taxation terms, please like this video. If you are a person who is watching this channel for the first time, or if you are yet to subscribe for this channel, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Don't forget to share this video with your near and dear ones. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I will be back with you with yet another video and yet another topic very, very soon.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.